2015 was one of the most prolific years in music, and the beginning of how new generation music is being consumed. Rap was starting to broaden out, and now streaming was just starting to become popular and more common, like Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, and more. There were so many amazing moments in 2015 musically, many iconic albums and emerging artists who later become known as superstars. 2015 should be marked as one of the best years, if not greatest years, for music. From memorable rap beefs to iconic debut albums. 2015 was a year of record-breaking and just straight-up impact that would shape up to be what will become music now today. We had the up-and-coming rap duo in the beginning of the year, Ray Shrimmer, with their debut album Shrim Life, with crazy hit songs from the young group like No Flex Zone, No Tide, Come Get Her, and many more. This album, it's safe to say, was an album that aged very well and is considered a very great project to go back to and listen to. Later on in the year, we had a surprise drop from one of the biggest rappers and the biggest rapper to this day, Drake, with If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. He had classics like Legend, 10 Bands, Energy, and just crazy impact when that came out. People basically claimed him one of the best rappers in the world, and he basically proved it. No doubt about it, man. That If You're Reading This Is Too Late album came out of nowhere and hit us like a truck, man. That album was great, and it's always a good album to go back to. Later on, we had Big Sean, who dropped Dark Sky Paradise, which was an amazing album, which I consider to be a classic, with amazing songs like Blessings featuring Drake, the anthem I Don't Fuck With You, and so much more straight fire. We then had Kendrick Lamar drop To Pimp a Butterfly, which is a critically acclaimed album, which is one of the best albums in our generation. And when that album first came out, it had many mixed reviews, but it is considered a cult classic, not only because of the level of impact he had, but the voice that he used to spread his message across in that particular form was amazing. And definitely that album will be cemented as top 50 albums of all time. Then this is where the moments come in. 2015 had one of the craziest rap moments that we could remember, and to think it was 7 years ago this happened, when Meek Mill claimed that Drake had a ghostwriter. In a tweet claiming that Drake had a ghostwriter, basically everyone looked at Drake differently. We thought that Drake wrote all his verses, and we heard the reference tracks. There was a whole bunch of stuff that went on, and there was some diss songs going back to back. Ironically enough, Drake dropped a diss track called Back to Back, which went crazy and was even played on the radio, which posed the question, do we really care about who writes the rhymes and who performs it? Because since that happened, no one really questioned Drake, and Drake is still number one even after all that, and Meek and Drake are still cool. But it is funny when you see that back then the whole Drake and Meek beef had everything going crazy in the industry. Later on, we had Future, who had dropped Trap Album of the Year, or could we say Trap Album of the Century, because what album is better than DS2? This album stemmed from a great mixtape run from Future, with mixtapes like Monster to Beast Mode to 56 Nights, then straight into DS2. That run was absolutely insane. He had the streets going crazy, the clubs going crazy, he had the billboards going crazy as well. So many great songs on that album, like Where You At with Drake, Real Sisters, Blow a Bag, Stick Talk, Thought It Was a Drought, and so many more. This whole album, an instant classic, and everyone knew it. And it's still viewed as one of the best trap albums in our new generation of music. Then throughout the whole year, we heard this kid who was coming up with one eye with this song called Trap Queen, and throughout the whole year that song was bumping. And Fetty Wap came out with just straight smash hit songs like 679, My Way, Trap Queen, and he was getting so much attention throughout the year that I vividly remember back in high school when we first found out about Fetty Wap. Everyone around that I knew he was the guy during that year. That whole year was Fetty Wap's year for sure. So many classic songs on his debut album. There were also other up-and-coming artists like Young Thug, who was coming up with the Barter 6, who was having some beef with Lil Wayne at the time as well. And we had Bryson Tiller, who was coming up as well with Trap Soul. We got Post Malone, who was just starting off with White Iverson, and there was so much more. Justin Bieber dropped Purpose. Like, this whole year was filled and packed with so much great music content that you can't deny that 2015 was one of the best years in music. Even outside of the rap culture, we had Justin Bieber, who dropped Purpose, which is one of his best albums in my opinion, with so many good songs like Sorry, What Do You Mean? It was great. Of course, we had Fetty Wap during the whole year just dominating with that sound, the new sound that everyone now uses to this day. So I think it's safe to say that 2015 was one of the most memorable years in music, and the most that paved the way that we listen to music now, how we consume music, and how everything is shaped now, which then led on to the new generation wave of 2016 and beyond. Please like and subscribe if you like this video and want more content like this from Culture Corner. Peace.